I'm the referent for the different MSF migration project, supporting the different MSF project, not only in Europe, but in other projects where we have the necessity to overcome the cultural and the languages barrier. I would like maybe I would more than in discussion I would bring here the like a testimony of my last intervention in Greece, the to support the survival of the last shipwreck that happened 14th of January, because in any case I think it is still fit this topic. My colleagues in Greek, the project in Greek, they called me to support them with an intervention that we are doing since many years in Italy, unfortunately, to support the survivors of the shipwrecks, which is psychological first aid. And so I went there the 14th of June. Unfortunately, we were not able to have access to the survival for the first 2 days. They were located in south of Greece. And after 2 days, we got the access, the permission to support the survival who were transferred already in like a detention center, I would say. They call it identification center, but they were detained to complete the different procedures for identification. And I talked to many of the survival. I would say to most of the survival who were in this reception center. Unfortunately, most of them, they told me they were, and after 2 days, they were not able to talk to their relatives yet. So I was really shocked that they were already detained in this like a hangar in south of Greece, and then they were transferred to Athens, just very close to Athens, and they were yet not able to talk to their relatives. They don't know how, if some of the survivors hospitalized are their relatives or not. And unfortunately, they didn't get any kind of support. The only thing they got is like investigation. So there were questions by the authority without having any kind of support. We were able to support its psychological first aid, so it's not really psychological structured support. It's more to satisfy the first needs and to provide emotional support first emotional support for the beneficiaries. And just, a couple of story I collected through the different survivors, and just maybe before that, I mentioned that there were many relatives outside of the detention center. They were not able to talk to their to the people survived, just to check if any of their relatives are inside, or to have an idea about the other people who unfortunately didn't survive, the missing people. A couple of story that I collected in this intervention. I talked to a Syrian, very young man, I would say. He was living in Turkey since 7 years after 2011, 2012. And he told me that everything was okay in Turkey. I was working and I was supporting all my family member. I was the only person who were able to support the family member. Unfortunately, the situation in Turkey became very difficult for many Syrians refugee, and in certain way he feel like persecuted by, in general, in the society, and he attempted to come to Europe, and he attempted 3 times to cross the border, like Turkey Bulgarian border, and he was pushed back. It was really a very hard pushback. And he attempted 3 times to go to Greece in the land border, Avaros, and he was pushed back 3 times again. So he was no choice. He told me that I understand it's really very difficult journey to cross the Mediterranean, but it was no other possibility to do that. So he went to Libya. He was detained in Libya. And I will not go deep in the detention in Libya. I was working in Libya in December, January last year, and you can imagine what happened. I think it's well known what happened in Libya. Then he crossed the Mediterranean, and unfortunately, he witnessed that most of the people who were on the boat, they died, they are missed. And the thing is, he was still unsure about his future. He wanted to apply for protection, and he is not sure about what will happen to him. No other services were provided in this detention center. And among the survivors, there were around 13, 12 Pakistani people, and most of the people were shocked. Even Syrians and Egyptians were really shocked because they told us that in the boat there were around 350 Pakistani, and they survived only 12. And we know already that they will be pushed back because there is an agreement with Greek and Pakistan, and the people there will be sent back. There were a lot of Egyptian as well, minors, but also adult. And they already, and a legal organization, they already told us that all the Egyptian, even if they are survival of shipwreck, they will not consider them as a vulnerable people, and they will be sent back to Egypt. They are not eligible to have international protection in Egypt. I'm sorry, it's too long, so
just 1 minute, so forgiven.